Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Fanatic Rundown. The Edmonton Oilers are officially back in the win column with a 4-0 shutout victory here over the Pittsburgh Penguins this afternoon. A very welcome victory here for the Oilers. They've now swept the season series with the Penguins for 3 years running, and they had to end this losing streak here. They did get an overtime loss yesterday, so they at least picked up a point, but this is the time of the year where the Oilers got to be collecting points, got to be moving up the standings, and this win was definitely one they had to have over a struggling Pittsburgh Penguins team who has now lost 6 of their last 7. They just look like a shell of what they once were. Sidney Crosby versus Connor McDavid used to be a marquee matchup, but now the Edmonton Oilers pretty much just own the Penguins and, for lack of a better word, rock them every time they play them now. This game was a little bit closer than the score kind of indicates here with a 4-0 Oilers shutout victory. The Penguins, I think, probably played their best game against the Oilers here over the last couple of years today, but Calvin Pickard deserves a ton of credit here today. I believe it was 41 saves. Yep, 41 saves for Calvin Pickard today. He does have to share the shutout a little bit with Stuart Skinner. Calvin Pickard got run into in the second period and had to leave for concussion protocol for a bit. Skinner came in, I think it was like less than 5 minutes or something like that. It wasn't too long, so although Skinner, I think, did have to make a couple saves, so they do technically share the shutout. I believe they said on the broadcast it was the first time two Oilers goaltenders have shared a shutout since 1985. Grant Fuhr and Andy Moog, and I believe they said the opponent was the Quebec Nordiques back in 1985. I might have heard the year wrong, so feel free to correct me in the comments if I got the year wrong there. But yeah, a very long time since two Oilers goaltenders shared a shutout in one game, so interesting stat there. The Oilers had a couple of heroes today, though. Connor McDavid getting them started right away, a minute 08 into the game, unassisted. I believe it was a Chris Letang terrible giveaway. Connor McDavid makes no mistake, goes in, beats Tristan Jarry, giving the Oilers a 1-0 lead. And then at 8:53, Matthias Ekholm with a blast. Jarry was screened on it. Evan Bouchard, Connor McDavid picking up the assists on the goal. Put the Oilers up 2-0, and that 2-0 lead stood for a very, very long time until the third period. Then Darnell Nurse got in on the action. Nurse with his 7th, a nice blast from the point as well. Connor McDavid, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins picking up the assists on that one. Put the Oilers up 3-0. And then on the fourth goal, the only one that Connor McDavid didn't factor in on today, he had a goal and 2 assists. Darnell Nurse with his 2nd of the night, once again from Matthias Ekholm, puts the Oilers up 4-0. And Darnell Nurse, with about 4 or 5 seconds to go in the hockey game, had a chance for a hat trick. The last time a defenseman for the Oilers got a hat trick was in 2006, Marc-Andre Bergeron. So Darnell Nurse had an opportunity there, but Tristan Jarry with a great save kept Nurse off it. So Crayon mentioning it is 1985. Thank you for that, Crayon. And yeah, so Darnell Nurse had a chance to at least tie Bergeron's record, but it stays intact with Nurse only getting 2 goals on the day. But I think I believe they were the 3 stars of the hockey game. Calvin Pickard, Darnell Nurse, and Connor McDavid were the huge factors for the Oilers today. Like I said, this score doesn't really indicate how close of a hockey game this was. The Penguins were right in this, and Calvin Pickard absolutely huge with 41 saves. It was a real battle here. It was 2-0 right from the first period up until over halfway through the third period when the Oilers were finally able to put this hockey game away. But yeah, this was definitely one the Oilers had to have after a couple bad efforts against Columbus and Buffalo yesterday. Darnell Nurse with 2 goals today. Obviously, goal scoring isn't what Darnell Nurse is there for. He's there to defend, but overall, he had a much stronger hockey game today. I think he knew it was a bad one yesterday, especially yesterday for him against Columbus, so it was nice to see Nurse bounce back there with a strong effort. And Connor McDavid, goals have been hard for him to come by lately, so really nice to get him scoring that first one today. And his dad was in attendance. He was there yesterday against Buffalo as well, so nice to see Connor get a nice goal for his dad and for the team here, and a badly needed win. And I think this performance from Calvin Pickard once again goes to show that, at least for now, it looks like that Ken Holland made the right call with his goaltending. Stuart Skinner and Calvin Pickard have been amazing. I was one of those outspoken guys that I wanted to have a buffer goalie in there between Skinner and Pickard, but Skinner and Pickard have been proving me wrong. They've been getting the job done. I mean, we'll see what happens come playoff time, but in the regular season at least, Skinner and Pickard, excellent. And Calvin Pickard deserves a ton of credit. Great to see that he was able to come back after that concussion protocol, finish this one out, and get the shutout. Like I said, he has to share it with Stuart Skinner today, but I think we all really know this is Calvin Pickard's shutout today. Let's go over the game stats here. The Oilers just barely out shooting the Penguins 42-41. Oilers were 42.9% on the faceoffs. Penguins 57.1%. Part of what kept the Penguins in this hockey game. The Oilers going 0 for 4 on the power play today, which is still struggling, but they kept the Penguins off on the power play. Pittsburgh going 0 for 5, which obviously was a huge factor in this hockey game. The Penguins get a couple power play goals. We're looking at a completely different hockey game, so at least the penalty kill coming through for the Oilers today. The Penguins out hitting the Oilers 15-4 today. The Oilers got badly out hit yesterday against Buffalo as well, so bit of a disturbing trend there. The Oilers definitely need to pick up on their physicality, getting out hit by lesser teams here at this point. The Oilers with 17 blocked shots to Pittsburgh's 15. Oilers a little bit better today, 6 giveaways to Pittsburgh's 9, and 10 takeaways for the Oilers to Pittsburgh's 7. Another note for today, Connor Brown got moved up to the third line with Evander Kane and... Why am I blanking on Evander Kane and Adam Henrique? Sorry. Trying to remember all the lines there. So, Chase asking, where was Puljujärvi? Puljujärvi, a healthy scratch once again for the Penguins. I guess they didn't want to play him against Edmonton this year. They're done that. So, but yeah, Connor Brown getting a shot there on the third line. He had some opportunities, but once again, no goals or points for Connor Brown on the day. Sam Carrick, one of the newest Oilers, sitting out tonight's hockey, or this afternoon's hockey game, I should say, and Derek Ryan coming in for Sam Carrick there. So I imagine we'll probably see Carrick back in on Wednesday against Washington, but we'll see what happens there. Maybe Carrick and Ryan will spell each other off there. You would think the Oilers would want to get their new guy going, but maybe Connor Brown sits. Who knows? They might fluctuate a few different players there in the bottom 6 to try and get everybody going, and they will have to eventually at some point get the newest defenseman Troy Stetcher into the lineup as well, but head coach Chris Knobloch said that was probably going to be a while before we saw Stetcher, so we'll see what happens there. But for now, guys, I think that's all I got to say on this one. A nice bounce back 4-0 victory for the Oilers today. Connor McDavid, Darnell Nurse, and especially goaltender Calvin Pickard, the heroes in this one. So I'll wrap it up there, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Take care.